So this question involves a formula, and it's given us some information. The minimum temperature in elderly persons should be 20 degrees. The temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So we've got to decide. There's a star. So again, it's about worded. So we need some words, and we've got to decide whether the temperature is lower than the minimum temperature or not. So the formula can be replaced with what we know. So we've got 5 times the F value is the temperature in Fahrenheit, and we've been told it was 77. So we've got to do 77 take away 32 and then divide that answer by 9. So this is going to tell us to do 5 times, what, 77 take away 32 is 45, and we've got to divide by 9. Now there's lots of ways you can do this, but hopefully you can see that 45 divides by 9 quite nicely. So that becomes 5, and then you've got 5 times 5, which is 25, and the units of this of course is degrees C, because we're working out what the C value is, which is in degrees C. So 25 degrees C. So decide whether or not the temperature of the is lower. So it's not. So not lower. 25 degrees C is greater than 20 degrees C. So we can see that the temperature was okay for 77 Fahrenheit. The question then goes on and asks you to make F the subject of the formula. So that requires you to think about rearranging. And rearranging literally means move everything from one of the sides of the equals to the other to leave the subject letter totally on its own. So the subject letter we want is F. So that means we need to move the 5, take away 32 and the 9. Now you've got to be really careful which order you do these things in, because you can't just move the take away 32 because it's inside a bracket. So we've got to do something first. We've got a division going on, and we've got a timesing going on. I would recommend here we move the 9 first. So that says divide by 9. So the opposite, when we're moving things from one side of the equals to the other, so we're going to move from the right hand side to the left hand side, is times by 9. So C times 9 is 9C, and that's going to leave us with 5 F take away 32. Rather than expand this bracket, I'll make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to divide by 5 first, so because this says 5 times, so we're going to divide by 5. So we get 9C over 5 is equal to F take away 32. Don't need the bracket anymore because we've not got anything to multiply by. Then I can see here that I've got to take away 32 to move, so the opposite of taking away 32 to make it 0 is adding 32. So I'm going to add 32 to both sides of the equals, and we end up with F is equal to 9C over 5 plus 32. So the answer here then is F is equal to 9C over 5 plus 32. Now, if you hadn't have divided by 5 here and expanded the bracket, then you'd had a slightly different answer. You would have had 9C equals 5F, take away 160. You would have then done 9C, add 160 equals 5F, and then you'd have divided by 5 to get F equals 9C plus 160 over 5. Now, technically the same answer. 9C over 5 is just there, and 160 divided by 5 is 32. Obviously this is the neater answer, but it's up to you how you want to try and do that. Either of those would be acceptable.